It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Starwing Brewery. It's their stained glass blue, a bottle conditioned, robust porter, coming in at 5.4% ABV, brewed in Redgrave in Suffolk. There's a look at the beer then. I want to thank Mark Brewery. Thank you so very much, Mark Brewery, for sending this wonderful batch of beers over to us on the channel. Norfolk and Suffolk beers he sent to us, and they've all been pretty good. Well, better than pretty good. They've been fabulous. They really have. Let's give this touchscreen a touch. Get that to focus for you. There you go. There's a look at the bottle cap. Without further ado then, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. 5.4% ABV. Nice bit of smoke on the bottle opening. Beer in the glass. Look at that. 1 to 2 finger, well, I'm going to say 1 finger tan coloured head, jet black beer in the glass, little bit of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass there, but it looks a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful beer. Look at that. No light bleeding through whatsoever. Oh, there we are. I'm just showing you light bleeding through there. Just as I was saying, no light bleeding through. I mean, that's just from the camera. From where I'm looking, there's no light bleeding through that beer whatsoever. Let's get the aroma on this beer then. Oh, yes. It's got me salivating. I'm picking up a combination of roasted malt, so chocolate, coffee, caramel. But it's quite a hoppy, robust porter, so we're talking plum and fig and prune. If you think of a golden ale, when you add loads of New World hops to a golden, light coloured ale, pale ale, IPA, golden ale, if you really hop it, then that combination with the malt gives flavours of passion fruit, mango and grapefruit. But the moment you roast malt, you use roasted malt in a beer, and there's more of a, because roasted malt gives off a natural bitterness, plus chocolate, coffee and caramel. It's like when you roast coffee. A coffee bean is green. You roast it, of course, it's dark brown. Same with the hops. And forget that. Same with the malt. Same with the malt. When you roast malt, malt is naturally quite a light colour. The moment you roast it, it goes black, of course. But then you're also not just changing the colour of the malt, you're changing the flavour of the malt. So when you combine roasted malt with New World hops, you get, for me anyway, plum and fig and prune rather than passion fruit, mango, grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. And that's because the roasted malt is clashing with the New World hops. I finally got my hops and my malt all in the right sentence there, didn't I? Let's dive into this one. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's got me closing my eyes, going to sleep. Not in a bored, tired sense, just I've had a really busy day. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, taking my lovely wife to the airport. I then dug the garden all day. Still digging my fortress out in the garden. And I just got hold of this beer now, and it is just the most wonderful thing. And a beer like this just makes you want to fall back in the chair, kick your shoes off, and just relax and enjoy. Relax and enjoy. Wow, what a beer. It's creamy and rich. There's definitely, I gotta say, there's oats in the beer. There's gotta be oats in the beer. It's a lovely, creamy, rich flavour coming through. A little bit of sweetness from the main malt build will still be, I'm going to confuse you now. The main malt build of this beer will still be light malt. It's the roasted malt, and it's something like 6-7% of the beer of the malt build is roasted malt. If you put too much in, it becomes too bitter. It's like heaping your coffee full of, well, heaping your cup full of coffee and then pouring the hot water in. You're gonna have a really bitter cup of coffee if you do that. Same with the malt. Same with the roasted malt, I should say. If you go above, I reckon 12% roasted malt, you're in for a really, really bitter, astringent kind of way too much of a malty beer. But they are out there. There's peated malt beers. That T-Rex beer we did recently from the New Zealand brewery, which was like so bitter from the roasted malt, the peated roasted malt. I'd say this is about, I don't know, under 10%, but it's still giving off chocolate, coffee, caramel. There's the hops are coming through on the back end. There's plum and fig and prune. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at the lacing on the glass. We got all the beer in. Oh, we hadn't. We have now. Yeah, I mean, look at it. What a fabulous beer. In 1877, a red brick sawmill stood proud, looking across the fields of rural Suffolk. In its dust, nearly 150 years later, awakes Starwing Brewery, still a place where craft and industry meet. The tree rings of old are laid bare and new lines are drawn. Read between the rings. A red brick stone mill. Wow, sawmill stood. Wow. Wow, that is so good. Stained glass blue from Starwing Brewery, Redgrave in Suffolk. I want to say a massive thank you to Mark Drury for sending us this beer. What a wonderful beer. Thank you, Mark. I'm gonna rate it. Oh. Beautiful, creamy, rich, roasted malt coming through, chocolate, coffee, caramel, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of bitterness, well balanced beer between the sweetness and the bitterness. There's lovely hop flavours coming on the back of the palate. There's a little bit of bitterness coming through from the hops on the back of the palate also. There is so much going on. So much going on. I've skimmed the surface. If you want to try it yourself, buy the beer. Go on their website, Starwing Brewery. Order their beer. That is one not to be missed. That for me, that robust porter is a 10 out of 10. It's wonderful. 10 out of 10. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.